my life, I have been told that I wasn't good enough. I've been told that I could never play professionally. I've been told that I could never lead the league in scoring. All of my life, I have been told that I cannot do things that I have then later done.
One day I'll be where I years ago said I'd be. Shoulders of giants where I stand so I can see. The future is mine, in my mind, nothing can stop me. I'll chase my dreams and fulfill my true destiny. Fight for my right to achieve and to be happy. I have the power, overcame all adversity. Best I can be, architect of my legacy. What we do in life will echo in eternity.
What's up, everyone? So I've had quite a few people ask me to tell more about my basketball story. So very briefly, I'm going to tell it to you. My relationship with basketball started when I saw Space Jam as a kid, and that was the first time I'd ever been exposed to basketball, and I pretty much fell in love with it there and then in the cinema. Didn't start playing until I was maybe 13 properly, when I went to high school, Notre Dame High School in England, and that's when I really fell in love because I was able to play it all the time. Basketball is not a very popular sport in England, and 15 years ago or so, it was really unpopular. It was like no one had really heard of it, no one was playing it, so it was a difficult sport to get into, but there was a few passionate people around me and I kind of followed their lead. So anyway, fast forward a few years and I continued to play, and then I went to King's Lynn and played for the academy there at the College West Anglia for 2 years, and at the same time played for the King's Lynn Fury, which later became the College West Anglia Fury in National League. So it was a great opportunity for me to, as a young person, as a kid, to try and play against fully grown men, and it helped me improve a lot. I had a good coach in James Banfield, someone who I'm still close to this day. Ever since I saw Space Jam, it was my dream to go to America, to play college basketball, and then one day play professionally, just like Michael Jordan did, who obviously was the star of the movie. And everyone around me thought I was completely crazy for wanting to do that, and to their credit, I guess I kind of seemed crazy because no one else from where I was from had ever done anything like that before. So I understand now, looking back, I understand why they thought that wasn't possible for me. But for me personally, I never stopped believing. I always believed if I was willing to work harder than anybody else, if I was willing to keep going and never give up, anything was possible. So fast forward again, and in 2009 I left England and went to America to play college basketball. So my dream came true, and I flew 5,000 miles away from my family to a country I'd never been to, where I didn't know anybody, and my dream began. I attended the University of Maine at Presque for 4 years and ended up graduating summa cum laude with a degree in business management, which was cool. My family, I think, are more proud of that than anything I did on the court, but I did some cool things on the court too. I think I'm third all time in scoring in my university's history. I had over, I think, how many points did I end up with? 1,300, 1,400? Something like that. I should probably look that up. Anyway, I was named an All-American my senior year. I was named National Player of the Year for Division III Independence, and that put me in a position where I was able to get a sports agent, Jim Norton. He was my basketball agent my first year out of college, and I was able to turn professional. And then my second dream came true, my second childhood dream of becoming a professional basketball player. And in 2013 I signed my first pro contract with the Glasgow Rocks. Then I played at Glasgow for a season, and then after Glasgow I played at Surrey for a season, both in the BBL, Surrey United in the BBL, now the Surrey Scorchers. And then the year after that I went to Australia and played for a year in Melbourne. A year after that I went to Germany and played there, and now here I am in beautiful Bellissima Italia, beautiful Italy. So I'm very fortunate. I love what I do, and there's some incredible parts of what I do. I think now I'm going to show you guys a few highlights from me in various countries that I've been, and a few things that I've done all over the world.
They say I got it, I ain't never gonna stop it, man. It's my journey from the bottom to the top, man. I'm taking on this pressure, feeding like a lot, man. And truth be told, I'm feeling like you can't stop, man. They say I got it, I ain't never gonna stop it, man. It's my journey from the bottom to the top, man. I'm taking on this pressure, feeding like a lot, man. And truth be told, I'm feeding like you can't stop, man. Hey, I'm coming out, I'm running at these jokers. Everyone's distracted, all I seem to do is focus. I channel my emotions like a TV screen that's loading. These people are like goldfish, ain't no sign of them evolving. People are predictive, what I do is still unscripted. Trying to find some distance, only made us see things clearer. Now we're moving back, it's only right I paint the picture. So you can take it back and you can take that damn stress with you. No looking back, was thinking about the future. I wish I had a magic watch so I can make it sooner. Was thinking about the past and how everyone had moved on. Life is just a journey, I'm just about to put my shoes on. They say I got it, I ain't never gonna stop it, man. It's my journey from the bottom to the top, man. I'm taking on this pressure, feeding like a lot, man. And truth be told, I'm feeding like you can't stop, man. They say I got it, I ain't never gonna stop it, man. It's my journey from the bottom to the top, man. I'm taking on this pressure, feeding like a lot, man. And truth be told, I'm feeding like you can't stop, man. Hey, the clock is ticking, I guess it's time to captivate. Lyrics take you through as we reflect upon the baddest days. Lucky enough for you, you're in a state to go and grab a change. So go and demonstrate, let's prove you're brave and go and have your day. I'm here to stay, I'm here to pave another way. I'm not a slave to my domain, I'll choose my fate like it's a game. I raise the stakes to raise the flames, let's move away from my mistakes. I'll take a journey coming round, this time around we'll play it safe. Hey, no looking back, I only think of progress. Life is just a cycle, we're just trying to get our soul cleansed. Capture in a bottle and call it vital like an old friend. Take another chance upon a path where your soul treads. They say I got it, I ain't never gonna stop it, man. It's my journey from the bottom to the top, man.
How does it feel to be signing your first professional contract?
It feels amazing. I've been waiting for this day for as long as I can remember. And I worked very hard to get here, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity. Okay. So I get a lot of people asking me about what it's like to be a professional basketball player, and like anything in life, there's pros and there's cons. The cool stuff, which is really, really cool, like I've signed tens of thousands of autographs for kids all over the world, taking pictures with kids, and been in stadiums where there's thousands of people. It's some amazing things. I've had a cardboard cutout made of me, a life-size cardboard cutout. I've had here in Italy, I had a sticker for a sticker album. There's been some incredible parts of it, obviously traveling, and I get to live in beautiful places all around the world, and I get paid to do what I love. So that's the most incredible thing in the world. That's what I stress to everybody that follows me, is that you should chase your dreams and do what you love. And I'm an example of that because this is what I wanted to do when I was a kid. This is my childhood dream and I'm doing it. So I'm not just talking the talk, I'm walking the walk too. For every amazing and cool thing there is in professional basketball, there's 1,000 days where you just grind, where you just wake up sore, where you're beat up from huge men hitting you and punching you and kneeing you and kicking you and landing on you and pushing you to the ground. And that's every day. You put your body through that every day, and there's a lot of pain that comes with the sport. There's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of days where you don't feel like working. Your body doesn't want to work, but you have to turn up and do your best. You have to be a professional, and that's difficult. There's a lot of difficult things in being a professional basketball player because there's literally millions of people all over the world that want my job. I know that there's millions of young people all over the world that want to do exactly what I'm doing, and I'm reminded of that every day. That's why I work. That's why I work extra hard. If I have one superpower, if I had one thing to describe why I was able to make it professional, is because, number one, I believe, but number two, I'm just willing to outwork anyone. I'm willing to just keep working, and if people don't think that I can do it, I don't let it bother me. I continue to work. I work hard. I put in the extra work when no one else is looking, when no one knows what I'm doing. I'm working. Average day for me, I wake up, I have a pretty healthy breakfast, some kind of granola with fruit, maybe some dried fruit and some natural yogurt in it as well. And then I'll go to the gym most days and lift weights or do some kind of exercise. I'll foam roll, I'll stretch, I'll take care of my body, it's very, very important. I'll come home, I'll have a nice nutritious lunch, normally something like eggs for the protein. And then I will work on my Manifold motivation stuff. I'll work on some kind of project I'm working on, I'll write, I'll do whatever I'm passionate about. And then later on at night, I'll have pasta normally before practice. I'll have it a couple hours before practice. Here in Italy, we practice at like 8:30 at night during the week. So I go to practice, I spend a couple hours there, team practice. Some days we'll shoot. If we know we've got the court, we'll go in and get some shooting work done as well. But an average day is that's pretty much it. And it's, over and over again. Fortunately, here in Italy, I'm in such a beautiful location that in between practices, in between workouts, in between working, I can go and see incredible things, and it's just a beautiful country. I'm very, very grateful to be able to do what I love. When I was young, I always used to think, man, when I get to a point where somebody says, I meet somebody new, and they say, what do you do? And I can look them in the eye and say, I'm a professional basketball player. For me, that was it. And it still doesn't get old saying that. I'm still very grateful for the opportunity to earn my living through doing what I love to do, and what I know so many people like you want to do too. One thing that people often ask me about is my nutrition, specifically on game day. I'm very strict with my nutrition. Because I've played all over the world and no two places are ever the same, no two coaches, no two teams, no two countries are ever the same, the best thing I've been able to do is say, you know what, I'm going to eat 2.5 hours before tip-off. Every single game, no matter what, no matter whether it's home, away, close, far, whatever, I'm going to eat 2.5 hours before game. I'm the kind of person that if I eat any earlier than that, I'm going to be hungry for the game, and I don't feel like I'm at my best. And any sooner, and I risk not being able to eat it in time before we start warming up. So 2.5 hours before the game, every single game, and it varies ever so slightly. It may be in the meat or the sauce, but it's pasta, normally fresh pasta. Here I'm eating tagliatelle, tagliatelle as we call it in England, and chicken. or maybe pork, but it's with some kind of red sauce, maybe a little bit of barbecue sauce for added flavour, and I may have some bread with it as well, and then just water. And that's my pre-game meal every single game for the past 6, 7, 8 years. The same thing. And that's because I think consistency is important. I drink the same things at halftime. I eat the same things at halftime. I drink the same things right before the game at the same time. I think consistency is the best way for you to teach your body that if I'm doing this at this time, this at this time, this at this time, my body knows this is game day. So I can be at my best. So one thing that maybe not a lot of people know, that people maybe see from afar and don't really understand, is on game day, I'll write NOW, and then along the side I'll put a 1 and a 0. So if you read it, it will say now and 100. And what that means to me is when I'm playing, there's always going to be things that go wrong. I've never had a perfect basketball game, and most of the time things don't go your way, but you have to continue to fight. Now, to me, represents the fact that I can't control the play that just happened, and I can't control the next play that's going to happen in a couple of minutes. All I can concentrate on is right now. And sometimes it's natural for our human brain to try and think about other things, but the best thing you can do as a basketball player is to focus on the present moment and do your best in that one moment. And if you do that in every moment, then you can be pleased with what you get. So now, 100. 100 is I want to give 100% of myself for 100% of the time. So that's for the whole 40 minutes. Okay, so that 100 reminds me, if I'm tired or if I feel tired, I'll say something not very nice to myself and tell myself I'm not tired. And I'll say I have to give 100% of myself for 100% of the time. I'll also have, right in the corner, I'll have little U and F, which means unwavering faith. And that's something I live by. Because I believe if I give my best 100% of the time, 100% effort, and if I focus on the moment and play my best in that one moment, if I do that, then I have unwavering faith that something good will happen. I will play to the best of my ability to help my team win. I'll have a good game, my team will have a good game, we will win, we'll leave happy, whatever. But I have unwavering faith. If I do those things, if I focus on the present, and if I give all that I have for the whole game, something good will happen from it. If you're struggling and you find yourself in your game and your mind going somewhere else, write yourself a little message. I just write it with a pen before every single game, right on my wrist, and then when in those moments where the ref don't give me the call, or when I missed a couple of shots, or when this happened, or X, Y, and Z, and the million things that can go wrong in a basketball game, I look at my wrist and I'm reminded, I'm anchored to my beliefs. So that's a very basic rundown of my story so far, and I want to finish telling you guys a little bit about the grind, a little bit about not listening to the people that are going to tell you that you can't do something, because all my life I have been told that I wasn't good enough. I've been told that I could never play professionally. I've been told that I could never lead the league in scoring. All of my life I have been told that I cannot do things that I have then later done. So I want to remind you, if you're an aspiring basketball player, if you're an aspiring soccer player, if you're an aspiring anything, that you don't have to listen to anybody else. You don't have to listen to other people's ideas and thoughts, because they are created through their own mind. They don't have any idea what you are capable of. They didn't have any idea what I was capable of, and I've proved that. The one thing I want to leave you with is this. If you're willing to work hard, work smart, and believe in yourself, there's literally nothing that you cannot do. I'm proof of that, and you can be too.